Okay. Hi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Romy, and I'm a product manager in the Power BI mobile team. With me today in the room are some of my team members flew all the way back from Israel to be here with us today, and we're very, very excited to be here with you guys. Hope this has been a great conference so far. Today we're going to talk about mobile, Power BI mobile, and I want to guide you through how we think of mobile and what are the principles that we take into account when developing the mobile solution that Power BI has today. I am also going to show you what you can do with Power BI today, some of the more advanced scenarios. Hope that it will be beneficial for all. And we also have Roy with us today, who's going to be showing us some sneak peek to what's coming next and stuff that we are working on at the moment as we speak. Well, not as we speak because it's Israel, but you know. So let's start, right? Before I go ahead and dive into my slides, how many of you know the Power BI mobile apps, use it regularly? Just raise your hand. Wow, nice. So hopefully you learned some new stuff. And for those who don't, hopefully you have a good ramp up to start with, because I think mobile brings added value to the product. So where's my clicker? Let's go and start. So as I said, So as I said, some of the principles that we think about when we think about mobile. So where is your data? Well, the short answer to this slide is just everywhere, right? We all look at data all the time. And we truly believe in talking to the community and customers. And we have been hearing a lot of scenarios that we try to support on mobile. And this is some quotes. Data can be viewed anywhere. It's not just in business. So you can do it by shopping, commuting, other meeting, and of course, taking your laptop and logging in to any BI system, whether it's Power BI or Excel file or whatever. It's not convenient in those situations. While taking the phone out of your pocket, it's really easy. It's very polite, and you can do it while doing other stuff. And it gives you the ability to take advantage of your time and be aware of what's happening in your business all the time. Let's take this one level down, because it's really more like vision. So these are just 3 scenarios I wanted to bring today that shows how mobile can be beneficial to your organization. So executives, I can give you an example for our CNE, Scott Guthrie, you all know. He always says that he opens his day, look at the Power BI app, and he closes his day before he goes to sleep with his app. This gives him the ability to be on top of every important measure that he has, whether it's the revenue, bugs in the products, or any other important metric that run the business. And that's why I think this is one of the most used scenarios on mobile today. The second scenario that I wanted to bring today is the field service. So these are all real examples. I'm going to change the name for the sake of privacy, but we are working with some retailers, big retailers in Canada and in the US, and I have some talks with the field service, and he told me that having data on the spot where he's going through store to store is very, very life-changing for him. And he told me that story about him going to a store and getting all beat up from a store manager saying, I don't want to order any more apple juice. It doesn't work for me anymore. I'm not selling that. It takes a lot of space in my store. And then the field service just took up the Power BI phone, scanned the barcode of that apple juice that they were talking about, and he popped out last year's data. And he saw in that moment that it was like around November, and he saw that actual apple juice started selling like crazy for the winter, because it was like hot ciders. And not only that, the store manager needed to not stop ordering the apple juice, he actually needed to order more in order to be able to supply the demand that's going to be coming up. So this is just one example of how the real-time data and the real-time spot on the go changed the whole story for that store. And when we talk about sales reps, so we all know them. They're going door to door. They're well, actually, we have a funny story. We started interviewing some customers about sales, and this guy goes, "Oh, I don't need BI. I don't take BI with me." And then when we are about to ramp up the session, then he just takes his phone. He takes a picture of an Excel sheet, and he said, "Oh, I have to take this with me for a meeting." And then that tells you that even salespeople who are maybe not even aware of what BI use data every day. And it shapes the relationship, because when a salesperson comes to a customer with the knowledge of the data of how this customer is performing or what's going wrong for him, it creates a deeper relationship for that sales and customer that enables not only to engage more with the conversation, but also bring it to earth with data. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, and we are talking to customers every day, and I can be here on hour just telling you stories about how data on the go changes things, but I think you probably get it by now. So how do we do it? So we have apps, Power BI apps on all main platforms. We even have we have an app for the Surface, if you guys are big screen, exploration modes, more advanced meetings. So BI takes place anywhere. So on the go, it's not only the small tablet or the small iPhone. And we try to bring a very mobile optimized experience. So if you are, for those who raised your hand before, you'll see that it's not only copy-paste, I would say, in the developer's world of the current experience in Power BI. It's really taking the exploration into a touch-oriented environment. And it's really a challenge when we talk about real estate and how we order. And I hope that today you'll acknowledge how this transfer is very good and very nicely enabling data on the go really, and not just access to data on a phone, which is, it's really a different concept to that. So what can you do with Power BI today? This is just part of the list. I'm going to ask you to look at this for a second and raise your hand if there are like 2 things on the list that you don't know, that you didn't know that you could do with Power BI today. Yeah, I see some hands. Cool. So I'm going to try and go overview and demo most of our stuff. All the data and demos are also available on our website for you to go and after or approach me or other team members that are going to be around here and ask the experts if you have any questions. But our experience is divided into 2 main scenarios, I would say, or 2 main categories. First one is the basic exploration. So everything that you have on your Power BI account, you'll have on your Power BI mobile, whether it's your reports or your dashboard. Everything transfers without any investment from your side. You just download the app from your favorite store, you log in, and you're in. Everything is in your pocket. And then there's the other category, which are more advanced scenarios. And you can see some of them like here, which is the barcode and the geolocation. And I'm going to show them as well today. That's the scenarios in which we want to leverage the mobile capabilities, the device capabilities, to bring a better experience. And that stuff is only available on mobile. And we're going to look at that today as well. And now, let's go to demos, which is the fun part, right? I can talk a lot about the mobile apps, but I can also show you guys, and hopefully it will be better. OK. Great. So I have my iPhone here, just downloaded the newest app. Actually, took a developer's edition that we're working on, so let's open the app. When I open the app, the first thing I land on is my favorite. One concept that's very, very important on mobile is getting quick access to your most important data. So this is where you'll find it. That's why we land our users into this page. Of course, you can also manage and remove favorites by tapping the star right here. And it will not appear the next time, of course, in the favorites. I can also navigate to all of my other parts of the app, whether it's Share With Me, Workspaces, all the things that you know from the service are also accessible on mobile. If I scroll a little bit down, you also see some weird entities. These are not Power BI. These are SQL Server 16 entities. So this is my favorite KPIs and mobile dashboards that are also in here. So this is a one-stop shop for all of your data, whether it's on the cloud or it's on the service, you'll get it all on your phone. So let's say I'm looking for something that it's not on my favorite, maybe something new that someone shared with me. I can also search. So if I tap the magnifier glass at the top, I get into this search area. But it's not only that I can search for dashboard or report that I have. I can also see that I have some guidance here. I can see what dashboard and report I visited today and last week. So this also another method to quickly get what you need. We want you guys getting the data as fast as possible because you don't have a lot of time when you're on mobile. So I can access the dashboard right from my favorites, and this is my dashboard. So at first sight, you already see that the layout is different, right? So if you remember, I talked about how bringing the experience to mobile, not just taking it to mobile. This is exactly this. We lay out the dashboard tile after tile to enable a mobile gesture. We like to call it thumbs up, which is like this going up. And this enables you to scroll through your dashboard. For those of you who are more, have a more image recognition kind of memory, you can always flip your phone and you'll render the dashboard just in its original way. So in here, of course, I can pinch to zoom, and I can access any of the tiles as well. Let's go back to my dashboard. Okay. You can see here I also have custom visuals, of course. This is a major part of Power BI that supported this scroll country revenue bar. It's a custom visual I imported in Power BI desktop, and as soon as I uploaded this dashboard, uploaded the report, created it in Power BI, it's in the mobile. So one of the biggest challenges in mobile is real estate, of course. So you can see here this nice looking discount by category bar chart, but I can't see the actual numbers behind it. So this is where focus mode comes in to help. Tap on every tile to expand it to the whole screen. And not only expand the visual, but also bring interactivity to it. So if I swipe, and I love to do it, I love doing this, this is very fun. And I swipe the bar chart, you see how the interactions are optimized for this specific visual. And not only I can browse through my data, I see the numbers on the top flipping, the percentage of discount per category going as I go. So this is very intuitive, and it's very insightful to get the data that I couldn't get on my dashboard at a glance for some visuals. Let's take a look at the revenue by month. So here I have a area chart that probably you know, showing me the sales this year versus last year. Similar to the example, this is a very common retail scenario chart. And I can immediately see here that my year has not been so great in April and May comparing to last year. So I might want to share this. I might want to say, hey, there's something here that I want to check, or can you check this for me? And that's what Power BI Mobile enables you to do, to create that kind of conversation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share and annotate. I'm going to annotate and share this insight. So at the bottom, you'll see there's a little pen. What happens when I click on this pen is that the app takes a snapshot of that tile. And it's static, it won't update, but it enables me to mark that data. So I'm going to tap here this, and I'm going to mark this part, because this is what I want to highlight for my colleague. And I also want to say, hey, I don't like this, and let's add some text. Yeah. Check April. Great. So when I'm done, and I can add as many annotations as I want, I can share this via any of the apps that I have installed on my phone. And of course, one of the most handful apps is the email. So what happens when I click on the email is that we auto-generate this nice-looking email. So let me flip it so you'll see it better. So we auto-generate. It includes the dashboard name, the tile name, and even a deep link, which is very, very, very useful when you talk about continuous conversation with someone, right? So if let me send this over to myself. And let's see. And when I open my email app, probably refresh, I get this email, right? And when I click on the link, assuming I'm someone else and not my own, or even sending notes to yourself, hey, check this later, it enables me to open it in the Power BI app because it recognizes I am in the app. And it will take me back to the real data. So if something has changed, I can look at it. And I think the most important thing is also enables me to continue from where I started. So the next level would be maybe entering a report, seeing more data that built up this beautiful chart. And this is my next drill down. So you see at the bottom, there is an icon of a bar chart. That's our report icon. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap it there. And I'm in the report right now. And here is where the real exploration starts, right? When I want to understand why April was different this year from last year, right? I can interact with any of my visuals. I can slice and dice, as you know, on the service and in the desktop. And I can browse through my data, right? And let's see. I see in April, Asia Pacific was the most significant difference between this year and last year. And so on. I can also annotate this exact report after I found an insight and reply to the people who send me that. And you can see how this creates a real conversation about the data. And of course, annotation on report, the same as on tiles, generates a link. Everything is in one place, and everyone can get to the data and explore it. OK, great. So this is the basic, right? Exploring the data, getting whatever you need on the phone. Let me switch back. But we have more. So when we started the journey, we heard that a lot of our customers are very, very happy with the turnkey solution, meaning you don't need to invest anything. Just download the app, go to your dashboard, you're ready to go. As we evolved and as our customer in the product evolved, we have been hearing we want more. We want more control of what you show on mobile. We want to resize and reorder stuff. And recently, in the last year, we released all the phone optimization scenarios. Let me go through it. So the first scenario is the mobile dashboard. What you actually saw is actually already a customized dashboard because that's my default use because I think it's very beneficial. So on the left side, you'll see what you will get if you just log in, open a dashboard. And on the right side, you'll see how you can make your dashboard look, as you can take more advantage of the real estate that you have and make it look your way. In here, you can resize, you can reorder, or you can even hide some tiles because not everything is needed when you're on the go and you want to keep your customers or yourself focused on what really matters on the go. The optimization of this dashboard is either on the service, on the Power BI service to any dashboard, and as long as when the dashboard authoring is done, it's available to everyone who has access to this dashboard. The second scenario for optimization is the phone report. So in the left side, you see how what I showed you is like a default report view landscape that is similar to what you know on the service. But with a little work, and it's very easy in the Power BI desktop, you can make your reports shine more on mobile. Again, real estate. So you can reorder and do a portrait mode of your phone report. And we have been getting a lot of great feedback about it. This is relatively new, a couple of months, and we already seen a lot of users doing that extra mile that if they know that their report is going to be mostly used on mobile. And the optimization here is done on Power BI desktop. And I'm not going to say a lot about it. I'm not going to show the demo of the optimization authoring, but I do urge you to come to our session later today that talks all about this, how to create these beautiful reports for phone and all the advanced capabilities that it brings with them, such as drill, sort, and other stuff. So stay with us today. OK. And we talked about the basic scenarios, right? But I also want to bring today some of the more advanced stuff that probably you guys raised your hand in the list and saw it. The first thing I'm going to show and I'm going to talk about is alerts. So let me switch back. Perfect. So alerts is a concept. It's a feature that's available also on the service. But we really believe that it brings an added value when you're on the go, because it brings you back to the data when in the right timing in which the data changes. So let me go. Let me close everything, open again. So I'll show you also how I navigate through the app. That's also an important thing. I can also go to my workspace or any other workspace and browse through my reports and dashboard right here if I don't have them in my favorites. Let's take a look at the retail scenario from another angle. And this is my Microsoft Stores overall. Of course, these are not real numbers, but just for the sake of this demo. And you can see here my Microsoft Store overall. And I have a revenue tile at the top. I'm going to tap it. You can see at the bottom there's a little bell. This indicates that I already have an alert on this. But I can always add more and more alerts on this tile. And when the data refreshes, I'm getting an alert about the data that's crossing a specific threshold. So let's see how it looks like. So I can change the alert title to something that's convenient to me that I will recognize when I see it popping on my phone. I can make it above or below a specific threshold. And I'm going to type here 5 million. And I can also control how many times do I get this alert. I want it once every day, once every hour. Do I want it to also arrive by email? Let's check that. And once I save this, and I go back to this dashboard, whenever the data refreshes, and I'm going to pull to refresh the data, the alert will come in. It might take a second to refresh the data, but you see here at the top, while I'm in the app, I'm going to get the alert just in the app. But even if I'm not in the app, you see the little alert sign. So it will also pop up at the OS and show me and give me a direct link to the alert the tile and the data that has changed. So in case I miss my notification or just dismiss it for a later time, I can always come to my notification center in the Power BI menu. And you can see how I have 2 new notification and alerts that have popped out. And when I tap on this notification, I go to the data. So whether it's a gauge or a card or wherever I set the alert, there's always a circle that keeps me back on track and keeps me on top of my most important KPIs that are changing all the time. So I got an alert. I got back into the dashboard. And I'm a salesperson, for example. And I'm going over to see what cities or where I am, what are the stores that are around me. So this is another capability that we have, which we call geo-zooming, if you afterwards want to check our documentation. And this enables me, when I have a map, just to tap on that and focus on my area. So imagine I'm a salesperson going door to door and I have some spare time. Maybe I want to visit another store that I'm selling to. I'm just going to tap this bottom at location at the bottom right, and the map focuses with the data on where I am, and we're actually in Seattle, so that's what I'm going to be showing. And I can, of course, zoom out and zoom in and browse through my data here. But location is something that can follow up with me a long way when we talk about mobile. And let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to open the report, the US product sales report, and you're going to see this report is a mobile optimized report. So you can also see the difference between a regular report, a default one, and an optimized one. And in here, I have all my products and total sales and contribution to margin and all the CD data as well, and my year to year. So these are metrics that I want to take with me on the go, and I can with this report. You'll see at the bottom, there is a pin location icon right here, the first one from the left. When we recognize that you have data that is relevant to your current location, we light up this icon, enable you to filter also the report. So I'm going to tap on this. Oh, sorry, I did it fast. And you can see how I see the hierarchy of places according to where I am. So of course I'm in Seattle, which is in Washington, which is in the United States. And because I have data to back up this to these locations, I can select what location I want to look at. And if I'm looking at only Seattle, then everything filters to only Seattle and showing me only the relevant data where I am actually in. So let's keep this story going, right? So I'm in my way, and I'm in Seattle, and I'm going through the stores, different stores. And if you recall the barcode story I just told you about apple juice, it works, of course, on any barcode that you can have. So I have here a surface, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter this report according to this barcode of the surface. So I'm going to tap the menu at the bottom, and you can see here the geofiltering, the annotating, the pages, but you can also see the barcode scanner. So let's tap on this. What happens here is a built-in scanner within the app that enables me to just scan any item and filter the whole report to that specific item. So this is powerful. Like I told you guys before on the apple juice, it could be on any product. It could be on, as long as you have that barcode in your data, you'll be able to access it and filter by it. And I don't have another surface, but I can show you another barcode right here. For example, let's see. So it's not a really store location, right? But lightning is bad. Right, and I just scan the barcode for Office 16, and it swapped between them. I can go around the store and compare my products, right? So I can look at recently scanned barcodes. So if there are products that I usually scan, even if I'm not on the store, I can do it and browse through my data. And this is also about bringing the context of the real world into the data, and not only the vice versa version of it. So you also, on the keynote, Patrick's keynote about Q&A. So what you saw on the keynote is an advanced scenario, but we already have Q&A today available in the iOS apps. And what we tried to do with the Q&A scenario in the mobile is to bring a more chat conversation, that it's more mobile-oriented than just asking or typing your question. So I'm going to open the Q&A. It's the little chat icon at the bottom of every dashboard that Q&A enables. Again, I didn't do anything for mobile. I have a Q&A on the service, and I just accessed it from my mobile. I'm going to be very brave here, and I'm going to use voice. Hopefully it works, and no echo on my thing. Let's do this. Total revenue. Great. Oh, it also captured my great. And it brings out exactly the data I wanted. But, well, I assume total revenue is something that I will probably have on my dashboard, right? So I want to drill more into the data. So let's add by city. Great. And you can see how, as I scroll up, this is a conversation. I didn't have to type all the question or the query from the setting. I'm in the same context, so this is really awesome. And this recognizes that this is by city. City is a location. It knows to bring out the map, just the Q&A in the service. But sometimes this doesn't work for me because I can't really see the numbers and I can't really understand whether a location is doing better or not. So for this specific day, I want to do another visualization. That's why I'm going to have and type as, right? And when I type as, I get the variety of visualizations that are available to me to swap between and see which one gives me the best way to view the specific data. So for today, I'm going to choose the bar chart. So you don't need to know how we call the visualization if you're an executive. You just choose the right icon that seems right for you at the moment. And yeah, great. So now I have my source by city on a bar chart, and I can tap to see it largely and look at the data and the numbers. And from here, I can also share and annotate like I showed you before. I'm going to be even more deep dive. So I'm going to start a new question. So I'm in the store, right? Go with me within my imagination. And I want to look at a specific product. So we scan Office 16. So let's do Office 16. Oh, let's do Office 365. Revenue for Office 365. Nice. Yeah. So this is the revenue of Office 365, which is this is nice. But I'm going to Tahoma. So let's say in. Right. And you can see how the suggestions work. So he already knows, oh, sorry. It already knows I'm looking for a city, and it knows how to suggest that to me. Oh, sorry, I didn't find a good answer for that. No problem. Office 16 revenue in Tahoma. In Tacoma. Oh, sorry. That's why. He's right. I'm wrong. Office 16's revenue in Tacoma. Oh, wow. I got too lucky so far. I'm excited, so my voice is shaking. Great. So let's go on to the next one. So you saw how this conversation. You know what? This is actually good because Yaron, raise your hand, has a great session about Q&A and Cortana and the integration of the mobile apps into our scenarios and how this shines on mobile. Last thing I'm going to show is what we talked about when we talked about large screens. So that's weird. There's an extended mode or something? Oh, OK. So this is our Windows Universal app. So it's the same app that you can download for your PC or your Surface app. Oh, you're not seeing it. OK. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. OK, great. So this app enables you to actually explore data. Oh, let me do something else. Sorry. Sorry about that. I want to ink, so I need this screen. And it enables you to do more exploration while on meetings and big screens. So I'm going to take this analysis sample. My screen here is a touch enabled, so I can touch any tile to go and explore. This is a great way to present data, right? If you're in a meeting and you want to present and you don't want all the Chrome on the service, this is a great app to do that. And I'm just going to open a random report here. And I'm going to show you how you can actually create a discussion around data while you're in a meeting with a big screen or a touch-enabled device. So I'm going to enter the full screen. So you can see how we remove everything, focus you on the data, what really matters. And you can annotate here and create the conversation. So I can highlight, for example, how many stores we have. And I can say, OK, this is good, but this is bad, and so on and on. And there can be multiple participants touching the screen and creating a real conversation exploration on the data. Of course, everything here is cross-highlighting, just like you know and love, so you can browse through your data easily and really create. We have, for those of you who attended King 5 session, this is part of this scenario, and there are many, many other customers using this for real data exploration. How much time do I have? OK. So I would like to invite my colleague, Rui, to come and talk about the cool stuff that we are doing right now.
Thank you, Romy. Hi, everybody. It's sorry.
What's computer is this?
I need a presentation. Sorry, I'll just head back to the presentation. So thank you. It's always amazing to see how packed the Power BI app is and how much you can achieve by using it today. But I wanted to talk to you about two things coming fresh out of our labs shortly. The first thing I want to talk about is responsive visualizations. Visualizations are the heart of Power BI. We can use visualization to see our data and to make insights instantly from a bunch of numbers. Our visualizations today work great, but as you go smaller into phones and smaller form factors, people want to get more and want to get more out of their visualizations when they use them on a small device. To meet this need, we've created responsive visualizations. To put it shortly, responsive visualization means that the visualization will optimize itself automatically according to the size it's allowed on canvas. So I just want to show you how it works and show you how it looks like on a device. So I'll switch to my demo machine. All right. So this is a sales revenue report, similar to a lot of reports you've probably already seen on your desktop application. The visualizations here are responsive. So if, for example, I take this chart and I start making it smaller, you can see a bunch of optimizations kick in. You can see that the axes are becoming smaller. You can see that the data itself is getting optimized to meet the small size it's allowed. Now, this will continue to optimize as it grows smaller and smaller until such point where it's too small for us to show anything. In that case, we give you an icon. So you can still put it on your canvas and use it to enter focus mode, as Romy showed before. Now, this required no work. I didn't need to do anything. I just needed to set my visualization to responsive. Responsive visualizations will preview in the next desktop release on Cartesian charts. And to enable responsiveness, all I need to do is I need to go into my formatting pane and under General, just put the toggle for responsive to the on position. Now, this really shines when I try to make stuff optimized for mobile consumption. So here I have a regular report on my desktop. I can go into my phone layout, and I've already created a pre-optimized report. But as I take my visualization and make it smaller, you can see all of my optimizations kicking in, stuff being rearranged, axes getting smaller, some data points or some data indications drop. But I can put a lot more visualizations on my canvas, and it still looks and works great. And since it's responsive, this visualization here looks small and optimized. But as I go back to my desktop layout, you can see my original report is unchanged. So people who are used to seeing this report just got the benefit on the mobile device. Now, I want to show you how it looks like on the device itself, where it really shines. So this is my iPhone, and this is the same report you've seen before. But you can see here I have a bunch of optimized visualizations that are still very legible, even in the small size. And even when the data gets really small, like at the last one, I can just touch the visualization and use my finger to scroll through it, and it's still very usable on my device. Now, responsive visualizations work through Power BI. So this is a report. I can also go into a dashboard. And since my original visualization is optimized, my dashboard will also look awesome using responsive visualizations. So responsive visualizations preview for Cartesian charts will be available in the next desktop release. And I want to take you to the next item we're working on in our labs. So the second one is something I know a lot of you have been expecting. It's actually the #1 ask from the mobile apps. And we're bringing filters to phone reports. Filters for phone reports will work without any need of investment. It will just work. If a filter is present on the report and you have a phone-optimized report, filters will just work out of the box, allowing filters on report, page, and visualization level, and will allow all types of filters as is on the service. So you actually get the whole exploration, advanced exploration on your phone. So let's have a look and see how it looks like on an actual report. So I'll head back to the report that we've previously seen. And you'll notice we have a new icon on the report action bars for filters. So I can just click it, and now I have my filter pane. I can go into my countries, and you can see that we've optimized the basic filter to work with touch. I can just select Brazil. It will light up. I can select all. I can deselect it. Very easy. Once Brazil is selected, all I need to do is head back, and you can see my report is filtered according to Brazil. I can also go ahead and, I can also go ahead and add a bunch of other countries. Let's say I'll add China. And this is a report level filter, so my report is filtered for China on all tabs. So I can go to another tab, and it's filtered for China. We've also added page level filters. Works the same. Here I've set up an advanced filter. Of course, I can change it and select basic filtering, and it will allow me to select. Advanced filtering allows me to select using a combination of rules. So let's select all of my account owners that contains Emily. Click Apply, and my report is filtered just to show us Emily's data. Same works also for visualization. To get into a visualization level filter, all I need to do is select the visualization, go into focus mode, and select my filter. Now here I've created a top N filter. So I can select only my top stores in terms of revenue. So applying the filter, and note that this is now filtered only according to one store. But this is a visualization level filter. So if I go back to my report, you can see that the rest of my report is unfiltered. Only the visualization affected is. So to summarize, we're bringing more tools to get you more power with your Power BI apps. Responsive visualization will make your visualization look great across all sizes, all form factors, and all screens, and they require no work. It's just a toggle. Filters will allow you to explore your reports and get more insights on the go without having to do any additional work in addition to having phone report. We hope that those tools will bring you a lot of value when using the Power BI app. Thank you.
Thanks, Rui. And you brought us right to the summary slide. Right here. So as you've seen today, there is a lot you can do with your Power BI apps today, but we are keeping the investment on. We are bringing a lot of new and exciting scenarios. Some of you can see some interesting devices on the slide, and we are going to be investing a lot this year in the mobile scenarios. So I hope that today you at least saw one thing that you didn't know and you're going to try at home, that we got you excited enough to take your data on the go. As I said, there are two more related sessions, which is the Q&A and optimization drilled through to see how you can to get your reports more responsive on mobile in other rooms, I think, but you can find it in the guide. And I want to thank you all for dedicating this time. We will be around here and around the assets, so if you have any questions around mobile scenarios that we've shown today or other stuff that you feel is still missing, we are here to hear you guys and hopefully to bring it into the mobile soon. Thank you.